What's up, guys? It's Laz here, and welcome to my very first football review or discussion video, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to be talking about the tie between Barcelona and Athletic Bilbao. We're going to be talking about both matches that happened, and we're going to be talking about what Barcelona should have done and what they should have improved on. And before I start the video, let me applaud Athletic Bilbao. I'm going to be clapping noises. Oh, that was like kind of loud for the mic. I'm so sorry. Because they were amazing, especially in the first leg of the match. They completely outplayed us, and their strategy going into the matches were just brilliant. Okay, let's get into the video. And one more thing, I said in my last video I will have like a nice little layout for all the categories I'm gonna put the people in. Yeah, I made that video 4 days ago, and I wasn't even planning on making this video, but I'm like, you know what, fuck it, let's just make a video like this. So you're gonna be seeing stuff pop up on the screen like this, whatever I'm gonna type up there, and the video is gonna consist of all pictures, like you guys can probably tell now. So let's get started. Let's talk about the first leg of the match, the first leg between Barcelona and Bilbao that ended 4-0. Um, what went wrong in that? Okay, everything, everything went wrong in that. People are gonna be blaming. People have been blaming Ter Stegen. They've been blaming Rafinha and Roberto. They've been playing. They've just been blaming everyone. Now, the blame for me goes on the whole team because I'm not extremely mad about the result. Not at all, because we just played 120 minutes 2 days before this match. So I don't get why all the Barca fans got like their panties in a twist. Like, for real. They played 120 minutes just 2 days ago or 3 days ago. I don't know. They flew back from Georgia, and they be playing like so much. I don't think they would have won this leg at all, even if we didn't play 120 minutes against Sevilla. But I think we would have lost by like a smaller margin, definitely. So to me, the blame goes on Mateo as the left. No, not Mateo. He didn't play left back. What am I saying? That's the Sevilla match. Oh, this is starting off amazing. Goes on to me, Barcelona and Marlon. They have no. They have zero chemistry. Zero, zip, nada. They have nothing going for them. And I was hoping for like a PK Bartra kind of combination, but I figured that PK was going to be exhausted after the match as they rested so many players. And yes, Roberto and Rafinha, they are young, and why would Lucho start them? Because he's rotating. Because Rakitic played, I think, the whole match. I believe. I believe he played the whole match. If I'm wrong, then don't kill me. I don't remember. My memory's kind of gross. So, um, they rested those guys. But to me, the biggest thing in midfield that killed the whole midfield was Busquets not playing in his center defensive mid role. Because people can say, "Oh, Mascherano's better in the Argentina for like in the defensive mid role." Nah, man, nothing. No one can replace Busquets. He is the master of it, and he's shown time and time again. Mascherano doesn't fill the bill there for me, at least. To me, he's never impressed me as a center defensive mid in Barcelona. For Argentina, I know he's amazing, but for Barcelona, he can't play the holding defensive mid like Busquets does. I don't think anyone in the world can. And if the Chelsea fans say Matic, I will fucking stab you. Okay, so that's what went wrong in the midfield. It was Mascherano, and I don't know why he started Roberto. I have no faith in Roberto anymore. I love him. He seems like a cool ass dude, but man, that's when it makes you miss Xavi, doesn't it? Like, people are like, oh, we can do it without Xavi. Oh my god, Xavi was like, could have been like so helpful in that situation right there. And in the whole game, Messi was basically invisible in the first leg, practically invisible. So was Suarez. To me, wasn't invisible. I saw him running around, chasing the ball, doing everything, but his passes were always misplaced. His shots were going way wide. He was trying too hard, in my opinion. And to me, the man of the match for the whole Barca team was Pedro, because he ran, he did all the shit. If he scored the chances he had, I think the match could have ended differently. But he missed, of course. You can't change the past. But Pedro was like giving his heart and soul out, even if he might leave soon. He was, and I love that about him. He's always been such a great player for Barcelona, and I honestly hope to God he doesn't leave because he's very much needed in this Barcelona team, especially now that Neymar's gone. And that's another thing that killed the whole tie for me. Neymar's not there. Now, Messi and Suarez by themselves are like amazing, and together they're even better. But it's like it's like a missing piece to the puzzle with them. They were missing Neymar so much, and it's the same way when Suarez is out and it's just Messi and Neymar. It's the same way when if Messi would be out and it's just Neymar and Suarez, or it's just the same exact thing all the time. It would be the same thing. They need all three of them together in order for them to perform to their maximum abilities. Ter Stegen, to me, in most of the chances, he couldn't have done anything. The first goal, yes, it was his fault. It reminded me of that goal against when I think Inter Milan scored it against Schalke on Neuer. It's basically the same exact goal. I was like, oh my god, when that went in. You can't change anything, it happened, and I feel bad for him because I know he's a quality goalkeeper, but everyone's like dissing on him and dissing on Rafinha and Bartra. Bartra is very understandable. Bartra and Vermaelen to me were like just abysmal, and so was Adriano. Oh my god, they just needed to change some stuff up, and to me, like I said, the match that we played against Sevilla basically killed this whole match. If we could have killed that match off and not allowed an extra 3 goals, this today might have been different. But, not today. 3 days ago might have been different, but, it happened. Now let's talk about the second leg. Barcelona played, they tried. They were going all out to go for that goal. They couldn't break through them because Bilbao already knew. We just have to park the fucking bus. We don't have to do anything else. Just park the bus, and I think they'll be safe. And it was basically, that was the whole match. When Bilbao went on the counterattack, though, my God, they were lethal. They were, like, I think part of that had to do with all of our players going forward, but still, you can't take anything away from that. And I'm so sorry if I'm, like, stuttering in my words, but this is my first time doing this, and you're gonna face some of the problems. Okay, yeah, so we were going all out attack, but we couldn't do much. We couldn't break through the defense at all. The whole midfield, the passes, it just wasn't fluent. Everything, it just wasn't connecting. No one was cohesive with each other. I'm just looking like, okay. As the minutes went on and on, I'm like, the comeback doesn't even look possible anymore until Messi scored his goal, and Iraizos, just fell to the ground and started crying like a baby. And I was like, okay, maybe we have hope for the second half. I didn't watch the second half because I went out to go eat with my family, and I came home to see the result, and it 1-1. I was so disappointed by that. I was expecting like maybe even 3-0, at least we could have scored 2 more, or like 2-0 to like make the aggregate seem more respectable, and it just didn't happen. I'm like, oh my god. I didn't bother rewatching the thing. I kind of should have, but so I don't know who the blame was on the goal because I didn't see who the fuck scored the goal. But to me, to summarize all of it, they just weren't cohesive together as a team, as a unit. The first half, from what I saw, the passing was all over the place. I was just looking, I'm like, okay, we're going to struggle to keep La Liga if we play like this. And to me, I'm like, it's the beginning. I understand Lucho can fix some of the problems. We'll get Neymar back, and, things might go well again. But also just looking at our bench for that match, and then you're just looking, I'm like, okay, wow. Because our bench, I think, was Ter Stegen, who's a great goalkeeper. Vermaelen, I don't have trust in yet. Bartra, Rafinha, Roberto, Munir, and Sandro. So, you're just looking at it, and it's like, it's just so weak compared to the old Barcelona benches. I remember, like, when something wasn't working. We have an impact sub just there to happen. I think Pedro is that impact sub for us because he's always there when we need him, a la the European Super Cup. He was there when we needed him. So that's my summary of the whole entire game. I was disappointed with Barcelona's football, but at the same time, they played 3 games in 6 fucking days. That's kind of extreme. That's very extreme. And then on top of that, they flew from Georgia back to Barcelona. Trained, I'm not sure if they trained that day or the next day, but then had to fly to Bilbao to play against them again. And now we're gonna face Bilbao again this weekend. In my opinion, we're gonna win at Bilbao in La Liga. I'm gonna say a comfortable 2-0 victory for Barcelona. And if I'm wrong, you can fucking cut my head off if you want to. But to me, that's how it's gonna end. It's gonna end in a 2-0 victory for Barcelona. I feel like we're gonna get a revenge, and it sucks that the sextuple. Sex. I'm so mature. Sextuple. It's so sad that dream ended. I was expecting Lucho to repeat it just like Guardiola did, and I was very disappointed that he wasn't able to. But I think this could be a blessing in disguise. I can't speak today because I'm stuttering like crazy, and this could actually really help Barcelona for the next season. Even though the season started, you know what I mean. It can help them throughout the year. I think this loss in the Super Cup was a much needed loss to smack some sense in our head, saying, okay, look, we are the best, but that doesn't mean we can't stop trying. Because that Barcelona team kind of reminded me of the Barcelona team under Tata Martino when we weren't pressing for shit. And people say, oh, we were pressing with Tata Martino. No, we fucking weren't. With Martino, not with Tito. Rest in peace. But we weren't pressing with those guys. We were lazy in these 2 matches too. Especially in the first leg. Oh my god, we're so lazy. Okay, so here are my categories. I'm not gonna have them written up here. Okay, I'll try to, but it's not gonna be very smooth looking at all. I hit my microphone. Shit. Here are my the categories. I apologize. I paused it for a second to figure out what I was saying. I'll edit that part out. Here are my categories. The player that impressed me the most, the MVP for Barcelona that day, from what I saw in the first half of the second leg, was probably Iniesta. And some people may argue with me, but he was the one I saw in the box in the first half the most. He was always attacking. His passes, I understand, were off, but then still, he was the one actually creating something. Messi, again, was invisible until his goal. That's my opinion. His dribbles, every time he touched the ball, 3-4 players were around him, and he couldn't do anything. I understand that, but Iniesta is my MVP for tonight. If I had to pick an MVP for Bilbao, from what I saw in the first 45 minutes, what's that dude's name? Kurbechi? I don't know how to pronounce it, but he was all over the freaking place. He was stopping everyone there. I understand he got a yellow in the first half, but still, to me, he was all over the place, and I love that about that guy. And the player that disappointed me the most in the whole match, again, was Messi. And I'm not trying to be hard on him, but you can kind of tell how difficult it is for him, when Neymar's not there. Because when Neymar is there, they're going to have more trouble because Neymar can dribble just as well as Messi can. And no offense to Suarez. Suarez is amazing on the ball, but he can't dribble as well as those two can. So Neymar creates space for Messi, and Messi creates space for Neymar. They help each other out so much. It's ridiculous. And he needs Neymar back, and hopefully he can come back from the mumps. I've never thought I was ever going to say a grown man has the fucking mumps, but I guess it's a first for everything. And most shocking performance, who stood out for me, probably had to be the goalkeeper. Because Iraissos, I always thought highly of him, but that moment where Pedro barely touched him. He started rolling on the ground and holding onto the ball, so we can't kick off. We can't just continue the match. It was very childish and immature. You can't. You shouldn't do that. I understand you're trying to waste time. And on top of that, he didn't even get a fucking yellow. He didn't get a yellow at all, man. They gave it to Pedro for bumping him. He gave him like a freaking love tap in the shoulder, and he fell over. Like, that's ridiculous. I'm not trying to be salty or anything, because like I said in the beginning of the video, Bilbao deserved this victory 100%, but like that was like very childish of Iraisos to do. But that's been my video. Congratulations again to Athletic Bilbao and all their supporters out there. They played amazing. This is like probably a 15-minute long video, so I should stop now. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll try to keep these kinds of videos shorter, but I was going over the two legs instead of the first leg, because I only watched the the first half of the first leg, and it was kind of boo boo. So yeah, but thank you guys so much for watching. I love doing football discussion videos. I just love talking about football in general. It's so much fun for me. So I'll definitely start doing more of these, and I want to get like the category stuff perfect for us. And like I said, I'm gonna have like pictures playing the whole video, or like FIFA gameplay if I can freaking find some. I don't know. But thank you guys so much for watching. And the pieces, all get all the pieces. Just smuggle them from Haiti. What am I saying? I'm gonna stop now. Stop.